legit or illegitimate breakout. Bitcoin broke out yesterday and touched $103,000. Bulls are happy, bears are wrecked, and we wonder why this pump and if this pump is legit and what caused this pump. My name is Obi. I'm a prop trader from HashEdge, and I'm here to give you daily crypto and macro analysis, technical analysis of the charts, and fundamental analysis of the whole cryptocurrency market space. So we just jump right into it. Yesterday we recorded $103,000 Bitcoin pumped. Everyone is happy. You see everyone is putting tweets like this, showing, you see another one, everyone is happy, talking about the sellers and the short sellers. All this is emotional at this moment. Everyone is emotional. Everyone is happy. Not to say that being emotional is a bad thing, but everyone is happy. But the question we should be asking ourselves, why did this happen, and why such a gigantic move in one day, within 24 hours? Is it because of the bet on Fed rate cuts, or the welcoming of institutional flows, which has been happening over the past weeks, or the easing of trade tensions, or ceasefire discussions between Ukraine and Russia? Even Trump has been saying on Truth Social and Twitter, saying people should buy stocks now. Treasury Secretary Bessent saying that he thinks a deal is coming sooner than later. Then also the announcement day before yesterday that UK and US were coming together and they announced a trade deal. All of this is showing that there's a lot of resolution around macro. And is this the reason why we see this sudden pump? Not only Bitcoin, we see that in Ethereum, where we see a lot of pump. And this is what we are here to look into, to consider all of this regarding taking any trade or any position we want to look, so that we'll know how to benefit from this move. Either is a fake move and we are coming down, or we are continuing to the upside. This is why we are here, and we are here to look at this. Looking at it on Bitcoin rallied sharply on Thursday alongside major altcoins and equities as traders responded to growing expectations of interest rate cuts, early signs of renewed institutional demand, and a tentative US-UK trade agreement that injected fresh optimism into global markets. The move came despite the Federal Reserve's decision Wednesday to leave interest rates unchanged. So you see all of this. However, Donald Trump has intensified his criticism of Powell, calling him a fool on Thursday, claiming cutting rates would be like jet fuel for the economy. So, Bitcoin traded as high as 103,460 early Friday in Asia, rising more than 66% over 24 hours. Ethereum is leading up 20% after breaching 2,200 for the first time since March. So you see that. However, like I just jumped into the article, which says, however, the firm cautioned that price confirmation was still needed. Until Bitcoin can close above the 100,000 handle on the daily, we see limited reward in chasing momentum at current levels. So this is caution for us. Caution is the action word that we have to have as traders. With Bitcoin now firmly above that coveted milestone, traders are repositioning for further potential upside as optimism for more trade deals between US and allies grows. At the end of the day, they ended the whole article by saying this price action strengthens the view that Bitcoin should be considered a safe haven asset amid global uncertainty, the firm said. So we are seeing a lot of people talking about Bitcoin being considered a safe haven. Standard Chartered is even reviewing the price. It has apologized for its early Q2 call of 120,000 Bitcoin, now saying that this target looks very achievable, perhaps even too low. So they are pointing, Standard Chartered is pointing to institutional inflows and shifting market dynamics as Bitcoin nears 100K, now above 100K at this moment, currently as we record this video. You also see Bob Lucas, respected analyst and TA market analyst, is saying, feels like this bullish sentiment shift in crypto has a broader appeal, alt, NFT, meme, DeFi, than any prior move this cycle. Obviously, far too early to know if it can stick. Exactly my point. This is why I'm skeptical. I'm not too pumped. I'm not joining the Euphoria team right now because we have to remain unemotional and stoic in times like this. It is easy to get emotional and to get all happy. Yes, it is good to be happy regarding Bitcoin's price. However, right now, we have to watch because these are the times people make a lot of mistakes. Because euphoria is in, everyone is happy, everyone is patting themselves on the back, congratulating themselves that they have been here in this market, but they will be missing a lot because they will be missing when it's time to take profit and to take your money off the table. Everyone right now, everyone before yesterday, if you trade that on the board, you are making money right now in the market. So it makes us skeptical to wonder, why the sudden move? Will this stick? Will this continue? We have to wait for confirmation before we can decide if this move is legitimate. That's why as traders, we have to stay above the parapet and above emotions and not let our emotions control us, to be able to judge effectively and take less risk and avoid mistakes in the market, because we are here to make money, not lose money. Then we see also much more bullish news. US banks is getting confirmation from OCC regulator that they can buy and sell and custody Bitcoin for their customers. Let's just watch their video.
More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we confirm that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC-regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, all on behalf of their customers. The banks we supervise also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in custody at their customers' direction. Additionally, these banks may provide other custody services, including record-keeping, tax, or reporting services for their customers. OCC banks may use a sub-custodian to provide the same services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. While a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with applicable law. To learn more, please visit.
So you see, the OCC is granting banks the regulatory approval to allow customers to buy and sell and custody Bitcoin, which is bullish for the entire market. I just want to point to this tweet, which is quite interesting and quite informative right now. BTC is bidding for new highs as the OCC's green light supercharges mainstream credibility and opens the floodgates for US bank adoption. Volume and open interest are surging, ETF inflows are back, and the MACD and RSI paint a technically bullish but not overbought picture. Momentum is strong but not reckless. Socials are buzzing, bullish consensus dominates as institutions pile in. Though some traders eye possible profit trading resistance near 98k and whale short bets. Want a closer look at inflows on metrics? So you see, everyone is saying the same thing and smart traders are saying the same thing. Despite all of this, Bitcoin just surpassed Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world. So we are incredibly, you can see in the largest assets in the world is gold, followed by Microsoft and Apple, Nvidia, and Bitcoin just surpassed Amazon. This is very, very bullish for the market, and everyone is happy. Everyone is tweeting all these bullish narratives. $235 billion was just added to the crypto market in one day, within 24 hours, which is crazy. While this was added, 830 million worth of cryptocurrency shorts were liquidated on Thursday to yesterday. So short sellers got wrecked. People that were shorting the market got wrecked, while people that were longing or holding spot got blessed. Like now we see also the long-term holders have been accumulating Bitcoin since March are in green. Short-term holders have just started accumulating since last week, and long-term holders have been accumulating since March. So with this shows us that a lot retail is slowly inching back in the market. Of course, whenever there's bull market is on and the price looks juicy, that's when retail comes at the top of the market, not when they should be accumulating like the long-term traders which have been accumulating since March. We also see, according to CryptoQuant, it is now at its most undervalued levels versus Bitcoin since 2019. And this has always preceded strong ETH outperformance. But the current supply overhang, weak demand, and stagnant activity may limit upside. So you see some skepticism around Ethereum. However, we'll go straight into the chart to see what Ethereum is saying right now. Ethereum looks bullish and it looks to have broken our trend line that we drew. And you see it is above $2,230 right now. Looking at the Fibonacci levels on Ethereum, we see that Ethereum is around a make or break region, which is the is approaching the 0.382 levels, and we see what it will say once it gets to that levels. These levels are quite important for Ethereum right now, so we await to see the levels and if it gives a confirmation and what is going to happen regarding that. We see it is approaching the 200 EMA levels exponential, and you look at it on the RSI, the Ethereum chart is looking quite overbought. It's getting to the overbought territory. So this gives us skepticism because look at the chart and look at this candle that has pumped. It looks quite unhealthy. I would expect a pullback to around the 1,900 levels for confirmation of this before further pullback. Even if we get a confirmation around 2,100, that will give me a confirmation of further upside movement on Ethereum. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, which is the god of all charts, looking at this, we see a heavy pump, and you see that god candle that we had yesterday up until we had the god candle till 100k, then today we have another one because we are in Asian time. So all of this, we are seeing how the market is pumping and up until $103,000 levels. We take a look at, before we end on the Bitcoin chart, let's look at what SUI is doing. SUI too is doing the same thing. SUI is approaching the high levels on the RSI, although and the volume seems to have picked back up on SUI. You see SUI is above the levels, and it confirms support in our trend box that we drew at $3, and I believe it crossed the $4 mark, which was since February this year. So this is showing bullish enthusiasm, and the volume too seems to be up on SUI. Everything is up. Going back to Bitcoin, you see volume still is nothing to write home about compared to the volume in Ethereum, especially in SUI. So you see SUI has more volume than Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Looking at the Bitcoin chart and the daily chart, everything seems to be bullish. Everything looks good. But one thing I want us to pay attention is the Fibonacci levels on Bitcoin. Looking at the Fibonacci levels, right now we seem to be approaching the golden pocket levels, which is the 0.786 levels in the Fibonacci sequence, and this shows us once we pass the golden pocket, it shows us it's time for new all-time highs and price discovery. So we wait for a confirmation of these levels of around 102,500. Once we can confirm and we close above this level, then we are looking for much more upside before any further pullback in the temporary levels. But for now, we remain bullish temporarily, and we keep on watching the market, what the market is going to tell us. Right now, we did not take any trade. The volume looks to be declining right now, and it looks to be forming a lower So we are optimists. We are happy that this price is going, that the price has pumped, but we approach this with caution, and we look at the market for further confirmation before we take any decision. Any rational decision, not irrational one, and not an emotional one. Because our main purpose here is to manage our risk level and to ensure that we make money, not lose money. If you were in a trade, if you were holding spots prior to this, you are in profit, you are happy, you are smiling to the bank. If you didn't take any trade, stay calm. No worries. There will be other opportunities. There will be ample opportunities for all of us to make money. Just show up every day, watch these videos, and we'll be making money, because nothing goes up in a straight line. We will still correct, which will give us opportunities to get into the market for us to ride another upside swing. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index, cryptocurrency Fear and Greed Index, and right now we are at we are at ultimate greed. Well, we are not ultimate greed to be exact, but we are at greed like we have not seen in the past weeks. We are at 73 greed. So of course, greed will be inching higher and higher as this price looks bullish and everything looks green. And you can see in the crypto market overall, everything is green. I can literally only see 2 or 3 bearish tokens form here, then PAXG gold, XAUT also gold. Those are the 3 I see. Apart from that, everything is green in the market. What jumps out to us immediately is Virtuals AI 38.9%, Tau 11.9, Trump 24.6, IP 25.2, Ethereum 20.4, Gala 15.7, Brett, another meme coin, 37.1, Floki 17.9, Fatcoin 14.8%, Sand 13.4, ENA 24.5, Pengu 18.5%. So all this we are seeing, there's a lot of bullish narratives right now. Everybody, there's nobody in this market that is not making money right now. Everything, if you even bought shit coins, so to say, you would be in profit right now. So we just remain cautious, watching this market, taking profit, and these are the times which I think is very important, and this is where we end the video. These are times we need to stay cautious. If you have made money, be happy, yes, but remember to take profit. Take something off the table and let your moon bag run. Let the rest run, because there's no harm in taking profit. That is something we all should remember. I myself, I try to remember every time. I write it in my journals and I make sure I remember to take profit. When the market is green, that is the time to take profit. We shouldn't be greedy at times like this. We should take profit off the table. And we'll remember one thing I'll end this video on. We should always remain fearful when others are greedy, and remain greedy when others are fearful. That's why we remain cautious despite the optimism and euphoria in the market right now. Because we are fearful now that we have pumped too high. This is the style of Warren Buffett. I believe Warren Buffett is the author of the quote. And this is why right now I am not too happy. I'm not bullish. I'm not bringing in euphoria in this video. I remain cautious because I am fearful right now when others are greedy, and I'll be greedy when everyone is fearful. See you tomorrow. You meet me here, giving you daily market analysis of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market overall. We are here every day, showing up, making money, and not losing money from zero to Ferrari. See you tomorrow. Bye.